Hey guys, welcome back. So today's video is going to be my updated AM skincare routine. I'm going to break this up into an AM and PM, that way I have some time to explain the steps and why I do them. So my nighttime skincare routine will follow this. As always, there will be timestamps below if you want to skip ahead to a certain step or product, you have a question of why I use that. Before we start, I am wearing my nose ring again. Typically for work, I dress like this, so I'm not allowed to ever show my tattoos. I always wear full suits, and I'm not allowed to have any facial piercings or anything like that that's visible. So if you guys have watched my piercing video, then you know I have several piercings. This side of my nose I've had done for about 18 years, although I haven't really worn it much in 5. It still goes through. This side is closed up, but my septum still goes through too. I know a lot of you probably aren't going to be able to stand it, but feel free to keep that opinion to yourself if you want to tell me, I like you better without it, it's ugly. Thank you. For those that did ask, this is something called a nostril nail, which is different than a screw. It's basically, it looks like a C, because half of it's open and it just has a flat side to it. So basically you push it through the inside and then that edge hooks in. It makes it really easy for me to take it in and out for work, opposed to like the seamless ring that I was having to like bend and take out, put back in and bend together. That was like really tugging on my nose and driving me crazy. I will link the brand below. I got it at my local piercing shop. It's by the company Anatometal, I think is how you say it, and it's 18 karat gold and it's a 20 gauge. I believe this size is the 5/16 that they kind of squeeze together to make a little smaller because my nose is kind of like a little pig nose, so I don't like to have that much of the ring showing. I always recommend going into your piercing shop, your local shop, and get them to custom fit something for you and always trade out your jewelry. It's way better than getting an infection or a cheap piece of jewelry that could turn and cause issue in your piercing. I've been wearing it the past couple weekends. I go in phases. I'll like something, get over it, like something, get over it. So for now, I'm into it. So this is my morning skincare routine, and my PM will follow. So the PM skin routine is like a deep cleansing to wash away all the makeup and stuff that we may have accumulated on our face all day. And I use that for treatments as well, because then we go to sleep and I can put like really thick stuff on my skin that I normally wouldn't wear during the day because it would affect the wear of my makeup. So in the AM, my main goal is to gently cleanse and prep and protect my skin for the rest of the day. My morning skincare routine will work for all skin types, whether you're oily or dry, because these are very gentle steps. There will be a couple products that I'm going to suggest swapping out if you do have oily skin, but these steps remain the same. For reference, my skin type is dry and I am 35 years old. I do want to say too, I was looking through my phone to find some like pictures of what my skin looked like before I started taking care of it. I'm going on about 5 years now that I have really been taking care of my skin. I'm going to show you this picture right here. And if you think like everybody's born either with great skin or bad skin, I think it's a journey for everybody. I don't personally know anybody, not at my age anyway, at like 35, that wakes up and their skin is just perfect. It takes effort. In this picture you can see I do have a red mark on my face, and that was from my sister and I beating the crap out of each other, and that's a whole different video story. But you can see I definitely had some redness, and you can see all of like the dry patches and like the little like dry chunks of skin that I had all over, and the redness I had and the unevenness. So it is possible to fix your skin. I would say more often than not, you're able to correct the damage that you have to your skin. So if you have super oily skin, very acne prone skin, don't give up hope, because it's just going to take some trial and error to find what works for you. And I feel like so many people disregard the skincare. Maybe they'll just like wash their face. Some won't even do that. They'll just use a makeup wipe and get into bed. And some don't even do that. And then they spend, 2 hours every morning taking on thick makeup to try to cover that, when really, if you focus on having a clean slate, anything will look good on top. You guys do not need all of the products I use. I do want to make that clear. You guys can try to find something in every budget. And while there are many, many excellent products out there, it's not possible for me to buy every single one, and it's not possible for me to test every single one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show the product that I use, and then I'm also going to show you more affordable options in the top of the screen here. Again, there are like 8 million cleansers and different things like that, so I can't possibly cover them all in this video, guys, but I'm going to tell you the products I like. You can compare ingredients and kind of find something for yourself, and I hope that that is going to be helpful. I'm going to be listing the steps in the side of the screen here, and we'll highlight them as we go. And remember, it's the steps that are important, and just because something works for me does not mean it's going to work for you. Our skin types are all different. You know, some people have allergies to different things, some people have sensitive skin to different things, so just bear that in mind. So I washed my hair this morning, but I don't ever wash my face in the shower because I typically like warmer water showers, and water that's hot like that is not really good for your skin in general, even like your body, because it really dries you out and kind of can leave you wrinkled. So I don't ever wash my face in the shower. I typically put like a little headband on or something to keep the hair out of my face while I'm doing this. So I hate to be a jerk and talk about a product that is no longer available currently, but I do want to show you what I'm actually doing. First step in the morning is cleansing your skin. I use this Nude Perfect Cleanse Omega Jelly. Now, Beauty Counter bought them, and I read on their website that this is set to come back in 2017. So hopefully early in January in this new year. When I knew that Beauty Counter acquired them and Sephora was discontinuing them, I bought like 4 at the time. So I have 2 backups still that I haven't opened, and I just opened this one. I like this because it's gentle and it's moisturizing still without stripping my skin and making it feel really dry. So the other one that I would recommend to this is this Glossier Milky Jelly Cleanser. This is also my drugstore option because it's more affordable and you get a decent amount of product. This one is a little more drying than this one, where this one is like thicker and more emollient. So cleansing jellies typically go on the skin dry. You don't splash water on them first. So I just take like a dime size amount, and I'm just gonna rub this on. And you can see it's not like a typical, I don't care really for very foamy cleansers because that's going to strip all the detergents in there, and the surfactants are going to strip your skin of necessary oils, and I don't like that. So at night while I use my Clarisonic, I don't like to do that in the daytime because it was making my skin really dry. So I keep a giant basket of these little microfiber washcloths. One side of them is nice and fluffy, and the other side is a microfiber washcloth. So in the morning, I just dampen one, I fold it into a little square like that, and I wipe off that cleansing jelly. I use one of these every single day, one in the morning to do this, to remove my makeup as my first cleanse. I try to wipe up as much as I can. I figure we don't need to help gravity pull our skin down. There are some drainage spots on your face that are helpful, kind of push out. Then I'm just gonna hang this up in my bathroom because I'm going to come back and I'm going to use this at night now before I throw it in the wash. And I'll touch on that and how I store them and what I use in the back of my door to keep them separate. You do want to wash those separate because microfiber, if you wash with like socks and other towels, it's like Velcro, it will stick to everything. So make sure you always do a wash of those on its own. Sometimes those do sell out, but they'll come back in stock. And then I just take a microfiber regular hand towel and I just dry my face. Basically what we're trying to do is wipe off any sweat that may have occurred while you're sleeping, any debris that your face picked up, oils, anything like that. Now that the washing is done, I'm gonna put on some of my balm. Since I have nails, I don't like to stick my nails in. This is a Sarah Happ lip balm. I love this stuff. Now, next step that is so critical for me is an acid tone, which is going to exfoliate. My favorite for that in the morning is this P50 1970. This is the original lotion. I'm gonna link, Caroline turned me on to this. I'm gonna link her blog post below. There are several different formulations of this. Read her blog and figure out which one sounds like it's best aimed towards your needs. I buy this on a website called Rescue Spa, which is a spa based out of Philly, and you have to sign up before they'll show you the prices. I thought it was like a scam, but it's actually not. I've ordered from them several times, and they actually recommend too that you can have a phone consult with them, let them know your skin type, and they'll tell you which one is better. This does contain phenol, which is a numbing agent, and that also causes this to smell like chloroseptic throat spray mixed with vinegar, because instead of alcohol in here as their preservative, they have vinegar. So this is the most pungent smell I've ever put on my face, but I've grown to love it over the time I've been using it, and I definitely love the results. So this one is a liquid. You can kind of see and maybe hear that. Like my Good Genes is an AHA as well, except it has occlusives in it, silicone, so it's more of a lotion. I wouldn't use that on this step, only a liquid one. So I'm going to take my Shiseido facial cotton halves that I take, and I just put the tiniest little amount in here. You don't want to saturate it. That'll help this last a long time, and again, you don't need tons of it. when I just go over my face. You can take this up around your eye area too. Obviously don't get it in your eye or too close, but take it up your neck as well, and you can even do it on your chest if you want. I just exfoliated my chest in the shower. Now this has lasted me a super long time. It's right to here, and I want to say I've had this a year now, maybe almost a year. I do only use this in the morning. If this is too pricey for you, I would go with the Pixi Glow Tonic. It's the same idea. It's a liquid acid exfoliator, and that would go on this step. Something to keep in mind with acids too is as your skin gets in a proper balance of that acid mantle, returns to the proper pH, they tingle less and less. I mean, I still get some areas that tingle, but when I first started using this, my face used to turn into like a bright red tomato face. And now my skin is in such a good balance that I don't get those dry patches around here or here anymore. My skin is really good. But if I were to stop all of this stuff, my issues would return. Next step for me is vitamin C. Now this is a crucial step. I think everybody needs a vitamin C in their life. Some people, when they get this, you know, if you spend $80 on it or $70, whatever the heck it is, you might think like, oh, I'm going to see overnight instant results. I feel like vitamin C is more of like slow and steady. This drastically reduced the redness that I had in my skin. I'm just finishing this one up. This is the one I picked back up on the sale. This is the Drunk Elephant C-Firm A Day Serum. I love this stuff. This is my favorite because of not only the product, but the packaging. Most vitamin C serums you see in droppers, those won't last very long. Typically, if you start using a vitamin C serum and it's clear and it turns orange, that means it's oxidized and it's bad. Don't use that on your skin. This actually has a natural amber color from one of the ingredients in here that has that naturally. This is good for 24 months. It's light resistant packaging and airtight pump, which makes this very stable. This is 15%. I only typically use 15 to 20%. This is gonna help with collagen production. I just put a little on my fingertips, wipe it on. It's gonna help keep your skin firm. It helps with dark spots, age spots, wrinkles. It helps with fine lines. And it also makes your sunscreen way more effective for whatever you layer on top. If this is too pricey for you, I haven't tried anything from The Ordinary. I'm very interested in it. The Ordinary has a vitamin C suspension, which is at 23%, which that's pretty high. I have heard reports of it kind of like burning some people's face. I don't know. They've been getting rave reviews online too. It will feel gritty because it's a suspension. It's not mixed with water, which is also what makes it stable. So you will feel some grittiness to it when you're first putting it on, and that's the powder that hasn't dissolved. That one is only $5.80, so it's worth giving a shot. I also did hear that they're working on weaker formulations for those that find the 23% too aggressive. If this is in your budget, I think this is the best one I have tried. Now is the time that I like to kind of get a little bit of moisture down on my face. And I actually have 3 products that I love for that. I've been living for this Drunk Elephant B-Hydra Intensive Hydration Gel. I typically don't like gels because I like thicker creams, but this is perfect for underneath makeup. And when you put it on and you spread it around, it instantly absorbs into your skin. It doesn't leave that like sticky, tacky feeling that I feel like a lot of gel has. This will do an excellent job of hydrating your skin. This is excellent for people with oily skin as well. I'm actually completely out of this. I need a new one. I used to use this MD Formulations, this antioxidant spray, but this has been discontinued. So what I actually did is take my DHC CoQ10 lotion that I love. This stuff is packed with CoQ10 and great stuff for your skin, and I dump that in here, and then I use this to spritz on. So either one of these. There's a saying that when your wardrobe changes, so should your skincare for the seasons. That's because if you're in an environment where you're using forced air and heat, that's really gonna do a number on your skin and kind of dry it out. So the things that you need in the winter might be a little different than what you need in the summer. For me, my climate here is fairly mild, so there are a few more hydrating products that I use in the winter time. So if I am dry, I will go for this, and if I just want a light little spritzing, I'll use this CoQ10 that I put in this. I am out of this right now, so I'm just gonna use this. For drugstore options, I would get the Pixi Glow Mist, or La Roche-Posay makes a thermal water that kind of looks like this Codalil one. And years ago, I was using this Codalil grape water every single day. I just wanted something that packed a little more oomph. This is a great option though still. Next, I go on with my serums, oils, anything like that. For me, I use the Vintner's Daughter Active Botanical Serum. I love this stuff. If that's too pricey for you, I would get the Codalil C15 Detox Oil. I used to use the Artemis, but this has been discontinued. If you want something more budget friendly, this Bioderma Hydro Bio Serum is really nice. It's really nice and thin. You see it's kind of like a gel, like a milky jelly. You rub it in, it absorbs instantly. It feels really refreshing. This will be great for those with dry skin or oily. If you are oily, I would use this Bioderma Sebum Pore Refiner. It has excellent reviews. Again, I can't speak to it myself because I don't have oily skin, but some of my friends that do have tried this and swear by it. This is on Beautylish and it has excellent reviews from the people that have used it. This will help not be an oil slick throughout the day. So for this, I'm gonna put 5 drops of the Vintner's Daughter in between my hands and just spread it around. And then I'm just gonna apply this. Make sure you don't neglect your neck. Oh, I love to smell it. It smells so good. Okay, now this is the step that varies for me from season to season, and this is creams or moisturizers. Typically don't use in the summer because I've gotten my skin in good balance. So I would go straight from the serum into my sunscreen and then apply my makeup. But for the winter, since I am more dry, I'm going to go on with a cream to help kind of create a barrier to lock in everything I just put in. My favorite one is the Dr. Jart Ceramidin cream. This is very thick. A little bit goes a long way. I used to use this Bionic by Sunday Riley, which was ridiculously expensive, and it was a nice cream, but I don't think it justified the price, so I wouldn't repurchase it. I think that's been discontinued. So what I do is I just kind of dot this around my face and then rub it in. I don't use an eye cream, guys. I know so many of you guys swear by one. I've tried a million, and you know, the pitch about them is supposed to be it's a lower molecular weight so the thin skin around your eyes can absorb it. And it's supposed to be like a different viscosity so it doesn't like kind of run down your face. I can tell you I've never tried one that I've seen any kind of results from that I haven't gotten from just bringing my skincare up around my eye area. Everybody's eyes are different. I used to have very dry under eyes, but since my skincare, I haven't had those issues. So if you guys have any that you swear by that are like earth-shattering, I will give them a try. But I don't get puffiness underneath my eyes, so I'm not really looking for something that would kind of like constrict my blood vessels there. And darkness is never going to be fixed by a cream unless it's a skin lightener and you have like sun damage under there, because most of the time the darkness comes from thin skin and you can see the blood vessels underneath your eyes. So that's only going to be fixed with filler. For a drugstore option, I would recommend most anything from the Olay Regenist line. They make some great creams, just basically figuring out which in that line suits your needs. And if you are comfortable purchasing online, this Bioderma SensiBio Light, this is an excellent moisturizer if you have oily skin, if you want something really light. This rubs on more like a cream, but it's very thin and it feels really nice. This is still excellent, I've heard, for combo skin, oily skin. I would get a sample and try it. A little bit goes a long way and you get a ton of product in here. And last but certainly not least, the most important step is sunscreen. This Obagi Sun Shield SPF 50 is my favorite sunscreen. This is a medical grade skincare line. Originally, if you guys have watched my skincare playlist before, I was on a few different cycles of the Obagi New Derm system. After I did my first initial chemical peel, that's really what kind of jump-started my skincare. A lot of you guys have asked if there's a difference between medical grade and like over-the-counter stuff that you can buy at Sephora. There absolutely is. I highly advise always seeing a professional so they can kind of diagnose your skin and what you need. And you know, I at first did a few of those kits and I used everything in the system until I kind of figured out what I liked out of the system and what I didn't really like, and then I kind of cherry picked what was working for me and I left the rest behind, because those huge kits were like $500 or $600. I mean, it's expensive, but you do get all the steps that you need in one. Medical grade skincare is going to get you out there a lot faster than over the counter, and it can be a lot more aggressive. So I now can maintain the results with the stuff I get at Sephora. If you can see a professional, that is ideal. They'll really be able to diagnose your skin. That's just not in everybody's everybody's budget, I know. This is a physical sunblock, which is what I prefer, meaning it has zinc oxide in it and minerals. These two from Sephora are my favorite. This is the Dr. Dennis Gross Sheer Mineral Sun Spray, SPF 50, and this is the Josie Maran Argan Daily Moisturizing with SPF 47 in it. I also like, this is a chemical sunblock I like by Jane Marini, the Antioxidant Daily Face Protectant. Eventually, when I get some time, I'll do a whole video on sunscreens, physical versus chemical, and all of those things. Some people are sensitive to these physical sunblock. Keep in mind if it has more of a possibility of leaving a white cast on your face, so you deeper skin beauties might have more of an issue rubbing that in than a chemical one. But I'm like a sheet of paper, so I can use all the help I can get. I'm gonna put it on here, and then don't forget the backs of your hands. I feel like, I remember my mom telling me when I was younger, you can always tell someone's age by their neck, their chest, and the back of their hands, because typically those are the areas that we forget to take care of. Now at this point, guys, I would just take a little bit of my pore filling primer. I would fill in my little piercing scars that I have left and a little bit right around here, and then I would just do my makeup and I'm good to go. So the next skincare video will be my PM skincare routine. I'll show you how I remove the day, the treatments I do, show you guys the baskets and stuff that I keep my washcloths in so I can easily wash them separately, make your life a little easier. Now, while your products may change from the mix that I obviously used, I get a lot of questions on how to layer products. They should always go from the thinnest to the thickest. So if your mix changes, like if you're using a leave-on exfoliator that's more of a lotion form, you're not going to want to put that at your second step. If you have other thinner like gels to follow, you want to go water-based and work up to oil-based, because think about it. If you put something that's oil-based and it has like occlusives in it, like silicones, it's going to create a barrier on your skin. And then if I take that and I put on an oil on top of it, it may lock it in, but my skin isn't going to get the benefits of pulling this in, if that makes any sense. So always go from the thinnest consistency to the thickest consistency. And if you're putting eye cream on as well, I would do that immediately after you tone. I would wash, tone, eye cream, then the rest of your products. I hope you guys found this video useful. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and I will see you next time. Bye.